Let's not muck around, let's just get it in the box and have a look at the Fermzilla Gen 3. Always be careful opening plastic fermenters with a Stanley knife. It's well packed. So of course there's the stand, we'll come back to that. The new valve, which looks like around a 3-inch tri-clamp on that end and about a 2-inch on that end. Here we have the clamps. It's a little bit different. It's in 3 pieces instead of the usual 2. There's the smaller one, and that's in the usual 2 pieces. And there's the handle. That goes around the neck. But I haven't put our handle on any of my Fermzillas. I have on my all-rounder, but it's because the Fermzillas are much easier to pick up via the stand. So that's up to you. The container looks the same as before. People were saying these weren't pressure rated. They are pressure rated. What wasn't pressure rated was the lid. So you didn't use it. You didn't really need the lid pressure rated anyway, because it was more for when you were fermenting, and this is definitely pressure rated. 3-piece airlock. A couple of replacement seals. The tri-clamp seals. Volume measurement. And temperature sticker. Now the idea here is this lid is pressure rated. And can screw onto that. This is your valve that will be on the bottom of your fermenter. Seal. And it seals like that. So this is what we've been waiting to see, the new Fermzilla body with a tri-clamp style fitting on the bottom here. It's nice and solid. And no more threads. There's our bottom piece. Put that on there, the seal sits on there as well. And there you go. So from now on, when you close the valve, instead of having to fight threads, it's just a simple unscrew of a tri-clamp. Just like that. Now once that's off, you can either take that lid off and replace it with a nice clean, the old style lid, or you can get a cap. That's the wrong size. That's a 1.5 inch, a 2-inch cap. And I've just taken that off the stand so you can see the top a little bit better. If you just get the standard kit, it comes with a normal lid and the airlock as you saw before. Though the top's the same as the other Fermzillas, so if you've already got a pressure kit, you can use the old pressure kit you've had on your other Fermzillas, or of course you can get some new stuff. I've got a bag of goodies here, I'm not sure what they gave me. So you got the cage for the end of your pickup tube, your normal floating pickup tube, a few carb caps and a few quick disconnects. We've got the all-in-one duo tight, like that. and a digital insert to put it in if you want a digital rather than the dial. And just in case you haven't seen it before, I'll quickly throw something together. So I'd get rid of that. You can unscrew these other lids off. Don't need those anymore. So you have your plain lid that looks like that. You just simply screw your carb caps on there instead. These days they're promoting the red as gas and the yellow as the beer line. Now that's up to you, of course. Then you have a silicone tube, which is your pickup tube for your beer. Now I would cut that down so you can slide it onto the yellow one. And I'd cut it down just to the bottom there. You don't need it going any further. Somewhere around there. There's several different ways of doing this. The way I do it is I take this little piece here off the ball. It's just a split ring like a key ring. I just haven't got my glasses on, I can't see what I'm doing. So we just have the ball on the split ring. We have the cage that simply goes onto there like that, and you put your split ring through one of these loops on the end of the cage. Just like that. I usually weight the cage down. You can put a stir bar in there or a stainless steel nut or screw or something like that, just a small one, and that'll help weigh it down. Goes into there. I'm just going to jump in here because my mic ran out, but at the end I decided to cut the tube so people can see how I do it. I just cut it so it goes to the bottom there. I don't need it going right to the bottom. I don't need it going right to the valve because there's always some yeast or some hop debris or something at the bottom there that I don't want to pick up. And I don't want that risk there either. So it's much easier to cut it shorter. And see there, even if it gets all the way down to the bottom there, it's still a couple of inches up from the valve. Then most of the time I've got nothing to worry about picking up debris. Grab one of your quick disconnects. That's the gas one, the grey ones usually. Push your tube in. You make sure they go right in. It can be a bit tricky. And with these blow tie valves, you want the gas going in past the gauge first, not that way, but that way. And the spring goes in the top there, and then the yellow handle. Screwed right down and shut. That goes onto your gas line, and you can have that running, a piece of tubing from there running into some star scent or some water if you want to see the airlock action. I normally don't, but you can keep an eye on the pressure there and adjust it. Now while we're talking about PSI, I'll just mention these vessels are rated to 35 PSI. That doesn't mean you should use them on that limit. It only takes one little mistake. You might have dry hopped and you might have taken off your relief valve. This relief valve up here might be full of gunk. It might have got a bit of krausen in it. Beer and krausen's very sticky. It can gum up and then it won't work. And think about that. You've got a big enclosed vessel full of pressure that's building and building and building. It's not good. So not only could it make a mighty mess, it's temperature dependent. So if you've got, say, a quake yeast in here at 35 degrees, then the pressure rating of this goes right down. So it's just not a very wise thing to do. There's really no need to ferment much over, 1 bar, 15 PSI. That's the max I'd go. I don't even do that for most of my brews. I go about 5 PSI. People ferment under pressure for different reasons. The main reason I do it is to keep oxygen out and to make transfer and closed transfer at that very easy. I don't have to be carrying fermenters around and getting them up higher than where my keg is. Like taking them out of the fermenter fridge and putting them on the bench, for instance. I can just leave it in place and do my transfer. So just be extremely careful if you are new to pressure fermenting, and don't be pressure fermenting at the limit of a vessel. And while we're talking about that, these do feel thicker. I'm not sure if they are, but they definitely feel thicker. I guess what some people want to know is about the dry hopping through the bottom. Will this make it easier? I don't think it's going to be much different. I always go through the top for my dry hopping. I just think it's faster, easier, and just as efficient, and I don't get oxygen damage if you do it the right way. But there is something new coming out called the Hop Bong. I can quickly flash it up on the screen, and what will happen there is we'll end up getting a new lid piece from here, and you'll be able to put the hops directly in that you can flush with CO2 through the top, so you're not trying to put them through the bottom. Thanks to Kegland for supplying this unit. I'll fill it up with some beer very shortly and you'll see it in a video. This isn't a paid review at all. Again, it's all my words, but they supplied the unit, that's all. Thanks to my patrons. Without them, these videos couldn't happen. Thanks to you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, and I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.